Well, as parts of Iowa are in a years-long drought, KCRG is investigating the state of our water resources.
And tonight is the first in a two-part series where KCRG TV9's Mollie Swayne spoke to experts to get a look at the bigger picture.
The two big questions are, how much water are we using and how much water do we have? The answer to the first is more and more. And the second, well, we don't exactly know.
They're getting stressed.
The Cedar River is at historic lows. The Wapsipinicon River is at historic lows. And that's just what's happening at the surface.
In terms of groundwater, levels are down, and we're just waiting for recharge to happen.
According to both Chad Fields with the Iowa DNR and Keith Schilling, a professor at the University of Iowa, our groundwater levels are down because they haven't been able to recharge during drought. Drought that's also prompting people to use those resources more.
We've seen an increase in use. There's about, on average, 25 billion gallons that are taken out of the Jordan Aquifer per year. And we see an increase of about 8% increase every year.
The Jordan Aquifer is the most extensive in the state, and in most places, buried deeply below ground.
That water is so old, we've dated that water to be tens to hundreds of thousands of years old. So that was recharged like during glaciation or before. So that water is essentially, there's no relationship to current climate and weather.
That aquifer currently has no relationship to weather, but definitely a relationship to Iowans' lives.
Most of the use from this aquifer is for public water supplies. Many western Iowa and eastern Iowa communities have at least one Jordan well.
According to the DNR, in 2022, the state of Iowa used 843 billion gallons of water from all sources, groundwater and surface. That's a 1.4% increase from the year before. Close to 20% was for public water systems. 11% was for industrial commercial. Irrigation was the fourth biggest use of water, and it went up 30% from the year before. With billions of gallons being taken out of just the Jordan Aquifer each year, how much use is too much?
We really don't know the volume.
We keep taking without knowing how much we have, which is why Schilling wants the state to back the creation of a groundwater plan.
The plan is actually to think about aquifers as your checking account at your home, and say, how much is recharged in, how much am I getting paid? And that's what we need for Iowa, is a way to understand how much water there is available for people to use.
Right now, we're using water without that understanding, and the drought stressing those resources continues.
If you're in an area that's tapping into a deep groundwater resource, does it mean something to you when that water might be 1 million years old? You know, do I want to waste it? Do I want to wash my car? Do I want to just, like, that water's not coming back. We have one chance at it.
While some communities use the Jordan Aquifer for drinking water, other places use different resources. I also spoke to the director of the Poweshiek Water Association, which uses shallower aquifers that are a lot more susceptible to drought. Our conversation tomorrow night at 6. In the studio, Mollie Swayne, KCRG TV9 News.